Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Riverview, where we're carrying on from the last video. We've got 3 contracts in progress, 1 for cultivating, which we're doing now, 1 for fertilising, 1 for sowing, and we're also harvesting one of our own fields with oats on it. So here we are, right on cue. Harvest is currently emptying our lovely oats into the trailer. Then I've got the decision to make as to what we're going to plant on this field afterwards, because we want to make sure it's grown and is ready for harvesting before the winter. So there's a good chance we might chuck soybeans or something on it. I think he's just finished his 4th headland. So now he's going to be working on his up and down rows. Good. Fortunately, pipe is in the crop. And I think he's set to do spirals, which means his pipe is always going to be in the crop. That's not very good. I still wish there was a better way within all the fancy courseplay settings that we've got within the game that we could tell harvesters to only harvest with the pipe on the free side. Never harvest with your pipe in the crop. I think there needs to be some way you can do that. You know. Maybe I should, you know, have a little bit of a grumble at the courseplay people. Unlike the auto drive people, courseplay people listen to feedback and suggestions and actually try to implement fixes. So maybe if I have a word with the courseplay people, they might be able to find a way to come up with a way in the course programmer for harvesters that you can tell them only harvest with the pipe outside the crop. So spraying's going well. So I've brought my baler down to do some straw baling. The planting of the sunflowers is going very well as well, with my brand new planter that we bought last episode, which, as you can see, is very almost colour coded to the tractor. Probably should have gone with slightly darker grey on the planter to match the tractor. I think the tractor's probably actually more of a... It's not black. No, it's a very dark grey. It's not black. I should have gone with a darker tone of grey on the planter. But, you know, it's not a fashion show, ladies and gents. It's functionality. And functionality-wise, this planter is better than the one I was using. In fact, where is my planter? Where did I bung it? I bunged it over here, didn't I? I'm very tempted to take that back, you know. Take it back to the store, sell it, get rid of it. Be gone. I mean, as far as contracts go, there was a couple. And, you know, we're going to get these 3 completed fairly rapidly. Although some of the other contracts don't pay quite as much. I mean, another sowing contract, probably not bad. But of course, we do have an extra field now, because we bought field 44? Yeah, we bought field 44 last episode, and I need to harvest that fairly soon. Because it's ready for harvest. we'll be able to get all this lovely cultivating done. Contract will be completed. Like I say, the harvester is happily harvesting away. Where's my baler? There's my baler. I mean, I don't really fancy starting baling whilst the harvester is still harvesting. He is doing spirals. He's just doing spirals, sadly, the wrong way. He is. Because like I say, his pipe's always going to be in the crop now. If anybody knows the absolute surefire tip to getting course play when it's doing spirals with a harvester to drive round the correct way with the pipe outside the crop, let me know in the comment section. But don't make comments about making sure you put your starting point on the shortest edge or whatever, because that doesn't work for me on any map which doesn't have perfectly rectangle fields. Also, from a practical standpoint, as I've said before, I typically like to have my starting point close to the field entry point. So we need a way to devise courseplay to do its spirals harvesting with the pipe correctly on the correct side, but with my field shapes and with my starting in the correct spot on the field method. Because there's got to be a way you can do it. There's got to be a way with the right settings. I seem to think, and maybe I'm wrong in this, but I always thought if you did an odd number of headlands, that seemed to have an effect on it. Maybe I will try that on field 42, on 44 should I say, when we come to harvest that field. When we come to harvest field 44, we could try it with 3 headlands, see if that has any effect. Yeah, we're getting some more straw. Obviously very nice. Might just wait though. There's still a lot of field to harvest, and that auto drive tractor has got to be able to get around the field to correctly empty the harvester. Grab a screenshot for the thumbnail while we're here. And we look forward to the tractor now doing the planter is now on the headland run of the field, I think, or is very close to doing the headland run of the field. It is on the headland run of the field. Good. He'll be getting finished fairly soon. Our man with the cultivator is happily cultivating away. I'm liking how everything's going at the moment. I think we're on the headlands now as well with this guy doing his fertilising. I love it when everything just works, you know? Just works. But yeah, get those 3 contracts done. That'll make us a nice bit of money. There wasn't any oat supply and transport contracts, were there? No. I might be very tempted after this field, well, once the seed is finished, to go and do field 31. Or the planter. Well, it's out there, because I don't think it's used much in the way of seed. Despite doing that huge field. Here comes Mr. Harvester Man again. So yeah, he's only used 11% of his seed so far. So he can definitely do another planting contract before we go back to the farm. Out of curiosity, he's doing this field here, isn't he? Doesn't need rolling. So that does confirm my suspicion that the rolling mod, or the not all crops need rolling mod type thing, doesn't really work properly, because it seems like if you use a seeder, you have to roll everything regardless of what the crop is. If you use a planter, you don't have to do any rolling. So I don't think the mod is correctly titled correctly, because I think it should it should be called if you use a planter, you do not need to roll, because only via planting do you get the no rolling effect. If you use a seeder, you still have to roll. Doesn't matter what you plant. But yeah, Delores keeps making a bit of money. I know I said recently that I wasn't going to do any contract, and we was going to skip ahead quite a bit of time into the year to get to our harvesting and stuff. But as it turns out, because field 17 needed harvesting, I was like kind of forced to play now rather than skipping ahead. And then because I'm playing now, we might as well do the contracts as well. But what is, does this field need anything after we have? No, the good thing is, doesn't need lime spreading, doesn't need ploughing or anything. It's literally just a case of let's drill it. One thing I did just forget to check though. Yeah. Okay, the planter I've just bought does not direct drill. I wonder if that's why I didn't buy that planter beforehand. Should have gone with one of the case ones, shouldn't I? Hey, I should have gone with a case cedar. Because that would have done it. We're nearly at the fill level. It's going to clearly get full because there's no way for the trailer to get to him to actually unload, unfortunately. So he's going to reach 100% full, the harvester is, before the trailer can actually do any unloading. Don't actually know how much is in the trailer. 37% so far. So trailer's not going to get full. I don't have to do too many driving away from the fields. The auto drive's actually got it very easy. He's actually getting paid money for not doing a whole lot. He's piped out there. This trailer man is now going to respond to that. I don't necessarily think driving that way into the crops of benefit. And he's just done that weird circle of death thing. That's not going to work, dude. Unfortunately, you get auto drive need to fix that. The vehicle turns he needs to give himself more room. He needs to go a bit further back. Give himself more room to then line up with the pipe after he's done the turn, because right now he just gets stuck in that never-ending loop of, like I say, doom. One thing I might change on courseplay, the harvester. Stop while unloading. Yeah. Then it'll stop the harvester from running off. Make sure it actually empties. Mr. Sprayer Man is on his last run round, his last headland, so he will be very close to finishing this field. Would be very nice. Make sure we get nice and paid. And like I say, this is really just to use up the fertiliser, because we're probably going to go more down the manure road in the future, having discovered that great trick a couple of videos back on how to keep the manure spreader filled in the field. But ultimately, we always end up coming down to this management role where we're just overseeing the workers. Delores is now kind of like farm manager and just having to keep her eye on everybody and make sure everybody's functioning okay. I know for some viewers out there, you get a little bit disappointed at the amount of worker usage and courseplay usage and auto drive usage and stuff, but unfortunately once it gets to the point where you own so much of a map, it's impossible for you to do all the work yourself, manually, physically, you driving everything. It's just not possible. You have to manage. You have to use the workers and tools available to you. And like I say, for me as a content creator, it's more important to be able to actually have multiple things happening at the same time. Because then we can see multiple things in a video. Rather than just a video being confined to one subject matter. Which, you know, for some people, getting them to concentrate and focus their attention span on one single thing for 30-40 minutes is a nightmare. You know, we see it today with children. Children have no attention spans. They've all got this ADHD nonsense, most of them, where they just can't, you can't expect them to sit and watch a video without them starting to wander off and do other things. You know, stick their heads in the microwave or something. Speaking of microwave, I might go and get myself some popcorn at the end of this video. And then I can have popcorn for recording the next video. Some of my lovely, what is it? Salt and sweet microwave popcorn that I do. That could be my lunch today. Popcorn. Popcorn for lunch. Sounds like a good idea, doesn't it? This is field 32, spraying. Might save this course, because I didn't think there was one already. So we'll go to course play. We will save field 32, spraying. I call it spraying because then that covers fertilizing and it covers weeds. And it doesn't get confusing. And we'll just nip the back this way now then. We will get paid first though. 74 grand. Thank you very much. Most appreciated, farmer owner. Didn't see any messages there about getting a discount on future field purchases, but maybe I didn't enable that option on this particular save. This is field 31 over here, so when the guys finish planting, field 31 is going to be the field to hit next. And there's our canola field we will be required to hit next. So we will try a little experiment with course play, set it to 3 headlands, and see if it does the pipe out of the crop stuff when it's on spirals. Right, so that job's finished. Baling is still available. Looks like the planter is about to finish this field here. He's on his last row now. Like I say, field 31 could be an option after this. So wheat on field 31. Yeah, we'll do that one next. That's the next big deal. Then we've got cultivating completed and we've got sowing completed. So he's actually finished technically he's completed this field already. Same with the cultivator. He has completed the field. Very nice. Paid for that one. Yeah, making some money in early April. One of the things I've also been thinking, and I'll probably save it for the next video to tell you about what I've been thinking, because this video is basically at an end. So yeah, it involves the horses. Let me give you a little bit of a spoiler. It involves the horses at the farm. And I'm having a bit of a thought to myself about what I can possibly maybe do that's a bit different. Because the horses, let's be fair, the horses have been a bit of a bust. They haven't really developed quickly enough for me to actually be able to use them as a source of income and rotate fresh stock, sell horses, buy young horses, train them up, sell them, make lots of profit like we used to do in FS19. In FS22, horses are they're just a time filler. They're for people that have nothing better to do with their time and have time to fill and just want to muck about, but they don't make you any money. You're never going to get rich doing horses. In fact, you're probably going to end up out of pocket significantly doing horses. So we might look at changing up the horses in the future. Okay? Does that make sense? I will say to everybody, thank you for watching today's episode. I will see you all in the next one. So for now from me, it's cheerio, goodbye, stay safe and take care of yourselves, everybody.